Hello and welcome to the Stitchy podcast. I'm Sherry. Thank you for being here. It's spring, at least in the UK it's the beginning of spring or autumn, depending on where you are in the world. Definitely warmer. Not quite warm enough to sit outside, but I'm looking forward to being able to actually sit outside and do some stitching. So yeah, it's finally here. It feels like it's been a long time coming. So how are you? Hope you're well. Lots to show you today actually. Things that I've been making and some lovely new yarns that we've done, bags, new projects I haven't started on. So yeah, lots to talk about and a lovely new box that we've got as well. So I'll show you what I've been up to. Our Floral Edit, what I'd like to start with. So if you haven't received your Floral Edit minis, this is the Apple Blossom and Lilac. Look away now because I don't want to spoil it for you. So this is the Apple Blossom and Lilac with the 100-gram skein that it comes with, making up a floral bouquet. And we had so much fun doing this. So we have a lovely mix of the Apple Blossom colours, which are kind of these, mixed in with the lilac colours, and the main skein, which you can't actually see, but the main skein has got some pink in it too, so that's a lovely mix of the two. And we just loved putting that together. It was so much fun. This is the one with the 100-gram skein. You can't see the pink there. This is the one with the 100-gram skein. And this is, if you ordered the minis only, these are our Floral Edit minis. So exactly the same as in there. So with the Apple Blossom and the Lilac. Hope you love them. And we love to see what you're stitching with. And we have had so many orders for the Floral Edit Minis Club this month. So thank you for your patience if you haven't received yours yet. They are still going out. And thank you for loving it as much as we've loved putting it together for you. The other thing is the Floral Edit Summer Box that we've just launched, which is a special box celebrating summer and all things floral and gorgeous. And we've sort of been inspired by delphiniums, hydrangeas, hollyhocks, and it's a beautiful box with a 100-gram skein, 5 20-grams minis. There is a box pouch and a DPN cozy, which I'll be making, and it all comes in a lovely box. And there is also the option to add on some hand-dyed silk threads as well, which will be in the comparable colours to the box. So that's our Floral Edit Minis Club. Also, there was the option to add on a bag, but I don't have the bag to show you at the moment. And the current one, which is sweet peas and honeysuckle, is in the shop now, and that's going to be gorgeous. So I'll show you some of the colourways that we've got going into the shop and some bags and pouches that I've been making later, but I'm going to show you what I've been stitching, and I've been really enjoying that this week. So the first thing I finished is, well, almost finished apart from the button, is my little needle case, which I started ages ago as a little slow stitch project, just using black and whites and greens really as my theme, and decided to make it into a little needle case. And if you're one of our patrons, I've just finished making it over there, and I've started populating it. And I decided to do it with a couple of little pockets to put my needles in, and needle threaders and bits and pieces. I'm not quite sure how to finish it yet, whether to cut this off and wind it round the button or to just have it as a loop. I'm not quite sure, but loved making that. That's now finished, and I was going to make a little drawstring pouch, but actually using the Selvage Chronicles pack. This is the Porcelain and Roses one that we did, which is blues and pinks basically, a mix of vintage and new. I'm going to be using this to start a really exciting stitching project that I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks, which I will tell you about when I've started it. I'm really excited about that. I'm glad now that I didn't do the drawstring pouch, because then I've got that to do, but I'll tell you about that next week. I won't start on about that. We've also got some really lovely new exciting things coming to the shop, which I'll tell you about Next week, hopefully they'll be in the shop in the next week or two. It's Easter next week, so I'm not sure if they'll be in there. Anyway, I've also been working on my nature journal, which I have added a few bits and pieces. I'm not quite sure if you saw the quote. You may have done, I can't remember. Like little tales of little lambs on leafless twigs, my catkins swing upon the slender hazel tree. That is a quote from, it was a Flower Fairy quote. And I've just put my bee on and just stitched around it, and I have got, and I'm loving that. I'm working on so many different things at the moment, but this still comes out a couple of evenings. But I've also got, this is going on, which is a little stitch. This is actually, I think this is Wild Angelica, and this is going to go on my nature journal for May, between April and May. And I've decided that I'm going to do a little research really, and a sort of in-depth look at all the different types of things that are in the parsley family that are similar to the cow parsley. There is so much. This one's spreading hedge parsley, Chervil, knotted hedge parsley, and there are just so many. So I think that's going to be my thing. I think I'm going to, my bookmark, as you do. So I think that's going to be my thing this summer. I think, oh, one of my other things I'm going to do, look, it's endless. There are so many that are just in the same family. So that's going to be inspired by my love of cow parsley, because I just adore it. When it starts filling the hedgerows and the lanes, that's really when I'm at my happiest. It's not too hot, it's just lovely, and there's cow parsley everywhere. So that's going to be my kind of research and my project, I think, for this year, which I'm really looking forward to. Going to stitch them all, obviously. Don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but that's my project. I've got a couple of things, sort of research things that I want to do actually, that I'll talk about in another one. But yeah, I've got so many things buzzing around in my head that I want to do. I've started embroidery on my dress. Somebody asked me, did I make this dress? I did not make this dress. Although, if you're looking for a pattern in this kind of style, I live in this, Merchant and Mills do some lovely patterns actually in this kind of style of dress. I've got one my pattern is the Florence, I think it is, which is either a top or a dress. So I do make them, but this is kind of a bit, this would take me forever. So I've started, I've just sort of got rid of the ink a little bit there so I could see whether it was going to stand out enough, because I don't want it to be, sorry if you didn't see the last podcast, I'm going to embroider my favourite poem, which is Wordsworth, She Dwelt Among the Untrodden Ways. And I tried all different colours, and I'm going to put lots of little flowers on here as well. And I looked at blues and I looked at greens, but I just decided in the end I'm going to go with pink. I don't want it to stand out so much that people are going to come and think, what's she got written on her? It's just for me, really. So anyway, I've started this and I'm going to love that. I stitched this the other evening. I was watching the Downton Abbey film, so I didn't get very much done. But that's my other thing that I'm doing. But I'm loving all of my stitching at the moment. I'm just absolutely loving it. Just a quick thing to say about this actually. The pen that I've used is the Friction clicker, which speaks for itself. This actually is refillable as well, and it's the pen that you can, if you don't like your writing, you've done something wrong, there's quite a few bits here that I'm going to change, you just touch an eye into it, or hairdryer or something, heat, and it will disappear, just in case you were wondering what I used. So thank you so much as well. I wanted to say thank you for your lovely messages that I receive, and they're so uplifting actually to get. So thank you if you've recently messaged about one of your parcels or something lovely. Talking of the Selvage Chronicles then, I've also had some messages asking for some of the past boxes. if you've received your Porcelain and Roses one recently, you've been asking if you could have some of the past ones. I can't recreate them faithfully because they have vintage fabric in there, and some of the fabric I just don't have, but I am going to try and put together some boxes that were sort of based on the foliage and the ones that we've had in the past. Seed heads was another lovely one. So I will try and put some of those together, and as I've said before, when I do have the time, which probably won't be this coming week, but I will try, I'm going to try and put some coloured, so if you particularly like blues or particularly like greens, I'm going to put some of those together. But the one in the Shop Blossoms is also very pretty. So I'll show you some of the bags I've been making. So the thing about the bags, the project bags, is they were initially made as kind of knitting project bags or for crochet, but equally they're perfect for stitching. But the box pouches, these as well, I have these everywhere. I've said this before. I have one on my bedside, I have one on my desk for bits and pieces, and little stitchy projects. If I'm doing slow stitching, fits in there. A sock project will fit in there. So you can use them for anything. And although we talk about them as being knitting project bags and things like that, they're, you know, if you're not a knitter or a stitcher, you can use them in lots of different ways. So I've been making lots of box pouches and bags this week, and I have been absolutely loving it. So the box pouches I'm talking about, this is my little slow stitch box pouch that I made, absolutely rammed full with things, that I showed you I made a few weeks ago now. And this is how I use it. So I literally will, it's absolutely full, chock-a-block full of needles, and so I sort of carry this around with me. That's one way that you can use it. That's quite a small one. These are very slightly bigger. So this is the first one, which this one has got a real Regency feel, I think. They're both in cottons, they're Moda cottons. This is lovely linen, and I've just put a detail from the lining onto the pouch. That's really pretty. The back is plain. And we've got a floral. I love this ditzy floral fabric. It's so pretty. It's got a vintagey look with some obligatory dots, because I do love dots. I've used some more dots on this one, which is another beautiful one. Lovely floral fabric. And this one, which again I've echoed the lining just by hand stitching that onto the front, and that's in pure linen again and cotton. So they're the little box pouches. This one here and this one here, I have enough fabric to be able to put those on pre-order, but the ones that are in the shop, these ones are one-offs, but this one here, this one and this one, they can go on as pre-order, but they'll be in the shop now, should you love them. I've also been making some project bags, and the theme of the yarns, so I'll show you the yarns in a second, but there's lots of pinks and blues in there, and so the bags are kind of reflecting that. So this one is in a lovely linen, sort of like a thicker linen, with a pretty blossom lining, and plain on the back, and that's got that detail in the front, box bottom. So that's that one. That's so pretty. Really, really full of spring, that one, I think. And then this little one, which doesn't have a box bottom, which is a really sweet little bag. This is more of an oceans pouch. That's got a cotton lawn lining and little hand sewn tabs again. So that's that one. Oh. And then this one, which is kind of matchy with the box pouch, and again has that lovely lining, box bottom and hand sewn tabs. So that's that one. So this one, so pretty. It's a lovely soft, this is pure linen again. It's lovely and soft, and I do so love making these. Pretty rose lining, and I did what I did on the box pouches, and I've echoed it. I love to applique anyway, so I've hand stitched this on, a little bit of detail to make the bag extra special. So that's really pretty. These bags will take about a couple of skeins comfortably, but as I've said, you know, you can use them for all sorts of things. So that's that one. It's really pretty. And another lovely linen one with a gorgeous, this time monochrome lining, rose, with hand sewn tabs again. And that's another really lovely soft linen. These are both Merchant and Mills linens actually. I love their linens, they're so pretty. So they're the project bags. Most of them are one-offs. There are some that I haven't shown you them all, but some of them will also be able to go on to pre-order. I just need a little bit of time, just a few days to make them for you, because I'm making so many box pouches and bags at the moment for our clubs, etc. So I just need a little bit of time to make them, but they're all in the shop now for you. So I'll show you some of our yarn colourways, our new ones. So this one is Regency, which is lovely cobalt and powder blues with touches of lovely caramel grey and dyed to match the bag. So that's a lovely, if you like things to be matchy. This is a Regency bag, and that's the yarn. That's sock weight yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters per 100 grams. So that would be, that's lovely for a pair of socks, a shawl, or anything, any pattern that calls for fingering weight sock yarn. And then we have another couple here, which actually, I'm looking at the bags. So they all just, honestly, go so prettily with everything, I think. These are all in the shop. These are all sock weight as well, and these are all going in the shop this evening. Will be in there now, actually, by the time this video goes up. And some other yarns, just to show you how they fit with some other yarns. These are some colourways we did a couple of weeks ago. This is Rosa Sweet Honey, and this is Rosa Ballet. This one's more of a, this has got lilac to it, and this is lovely pink. And these all go together, I think. You can pick, that can sit nicely with that. That sits beautifully with that. So just to give you an idea, also another couple of colourways that I picked that I thought went well. This is Dahlia Cafe au lait Royale, which again I think looks beautiful with that. And this one here, which is I think the last one probably of this one, this is Party Dress, but again I just think they all go beautifully. So if you love your pinks and apricots and greys and you love your blues, there'll be something in the shop for you this week, but they're all in the shop now for you. Hope you love them. So it's been a really busy week. It's also a year since we got our little puppy Willow Boo, and she was a difficult little pup. She really was. She was mischievous and took a lot of energy and time. Every moment of it still an absolute joy. And yeah, we've had her a year, and she now is gentle. She follows us around. She just loves her belly rubbed. She just wants to be where we are. And yeah, she's an absolute joy. She's very different to Monty and Archie. And yeah, it's lovely to, it's just lovely to have her. She's such a lovely part of our life. And I can't believe a year has gone so quickly. A year of all that running around and nipping and being cheeky, and it's just bringing us lots of joy, really. She's absolutely gorgeous. So it's nearly Easter. I'm looking forward to having a few days off and taking some, hopefully, walks in the sunshine and doing a bit of journaling. And yeah, just generally relaxing. What are you up to for Easter? And seeing family, which will be lovely. Seeing my little grandson. So yeah, looking forward to Easter. So yeah, thank you for watching. Just a reminder, if you, our Song Thrush and Song Thrush in the Blossom box is, that's our yarn box, which also has a little bit in there for journaling. That's what triggered the thought. A little bit in there for journaling and slow stitching. it's your last chance to order that, because that's actually starting to go out next week. We're also hoping to get some of our hand-dyed silk threads in the shop. So I've got this thing now where something will trigger giggles, and some few of you said last week you should have left them in. You don't want to see that. Silly things just start me off. Anyway, so we're hoping to get some of those in the shop next week. So, and we've got some lovely colourways planned, some really pretty ones. So thank you for watching, and have a lovely weekend, and happy creating whatever it is you love to do.